The festive season is upon us, and this week's episode of The Science Inside looks at shopping centres and how they get us to spend more time and money there during the festive season. I'm joined on the line by Elna Schutz from the Wits Radio Academy to tell us more about this. Elna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
So we're talking about the festive season this week. How did you start the show off?
Well, one thing that unfortunately is a big part of all our festive seasons is shopping for presents. And for people that don't like malls, we did a little bit of a thing about how malls are actually architecturally designed to make you stay there longer. It's a bit of bad news if you hate malls, but it's very interesting.
Now, you looked at the fact that some shops have specially designed smells to make people want to shop there more. I know for me, the smell of holidays and festive season is mince pies. So if I walked into a store and it smelled like mince pies, I would definitely want to buy something. Tell us more about that.
Well, there's actually a field of science called neuromarketing, which uses knowledge we have about the brain from a scientific point of view to let companies sell things to you better. And they use all kinds of things like, for instance, they know about the hormone that makes you hungry. So they make sure that they screen certain kinds of ads at certain times of day where they know that that hormone will be higher. So there's lots of science that actually goes into it. And as you said, one of the things is smell. And the reason for that is how our brains accept smells and how we interpret them is very different to other senses. So I explain all of that in the show if you're interested. But I also went to a company that manufactures those kinds of smells. They have these little machines that they put into shops. And it's very specifically designed for the customer. So for instance, if you go into a menswear store, there might be a smell like bourbon or leather to make you think, this place is luxurious, I want to spend my money here. So that's kind of how it works.
That's fascinating. Now, you also spoke a bit about how stores create the compulsion to buy things.
So we go into the details of market research. You've probably heard that word before, but it's into using science to understand how customers react and how companies can research what you like and what you don't like. That's the second story.
Now, you use Black Friday as an example. We know that Black Friday is a fairly new thing for South Africa, but that it was a great hit this year. Tell us more about that.
It's quite an interesting thing because we don't, not a lot of us celebrate Thanksgiving as a specific holiday, and Black Friday is very much attached to that in America. But yet, Black Friday was such a big hit here, even though we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So it really just has to do with the Christmas season and wanting to get all those presents in the last minute. I think it's something like a quarter of our annual spend in certain retail environments is just in the Christmas season. So a quarter of what you're spending is for the festive season. So Black Friday really works into that need.
That's an amazing figure, 25%.
I think I'm right on that one. I'll have to check, but go listen to the show and you'll find all the facts.
Now, Elna, from putting together this show, do you feel like you've been conned? Are you going to think differently when you walk into shops this festive season?
Because I worked on the Roma marketing story, I've got to say I'm very careful now. I'm walking into shops and looking for boxes and thinking, is that really your coffee I'm smelling or is it a box? So I have become very cynical in terms of that, and also just in terms of all of the marketing around me. I'm very aware of it now.
We're going to be linking to the podcast below this video, but if our audience wants to interact with you and find out more, where can they go on social media?
So that's really all you need. The name of the show is The Science Inside. So look for us on Facebook and you can interact there. It's the easiest place, but we're also on journalism.cosa.
Elna Schitz, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.